So today we have an unboxing for you of, well, none of these. So let's get on to what we're actually unboxing. I just thought I'd show off stuff that we have coming on the channel. So we have a CiT Lightspeed here. Now I've been actually thinking of getting one of these for a while. It's just the thing that we kind of had some money lying around, so we decided we'd get one, and if we need to build a system anytime soon, we'll have a Micro-ATX, Micro-ATX case, sorry. So you can see around on the box, let me see what you can see there. So it comes in multiple colors. You can get black or white, and then you can get red, blue, yellow, green and purple LED fans. Now this is similar to the Game Max Vegas. It's just not as well defined as that case. It has an LED strip around the front and the side, and it goes down the front of the case as well. And you can change that between, I think, 7 colors. So let's get into this, and I can show that better off in a minute. So, use my trusty flathead screwdriver. I still really need to get a proper unboxing knife. Granted, I've been saying that for 6 months now. With it out of the box, we can have a little bit better look at it. So I'll take off all these plastic bits. And get another static shock, of course. Now this is a lot more glossy than I was expecting. I thought this was matte, but apparently not. So here, if you look all the way up here, along, and then across, that is the LED strip. There are multiple little LEDs in here that are meant to light all this up. I'm sure in the dark it would look really well, but when it's bright out you can see individual LEDs, but it's a cheap case. So we have a power button, we have a reset button, and the button that you can barely press to change your LED color. We have one USB 3, two USB 2, and your headphone and microphone jack. We have just a bit of mesh here with two, as far as I know, two 120mm fans in there. At the rear, you can only fit a 180mm exhaust fan, but this is a very small case. Really, you probably won't need an exhaust fan at all. We won't need an exhaust fan at all for what we're thinking of putting in this. So, getting onto these side panels, I'm going to leave this plastic on just because I think it looks better when you're doing the build. You're able to take that off. Also, I don't want it to get scratched. Pretty tough thumb screws, but I think once you take them in, or take them out and put them back in again a few times, they'll loosen up. So you can see the side panel window is small, but considering the size of the case, it's actually a pretty decent size. Down there. You always have to give it one tap on the tail for good luck. So we have a little bag of screws here. CiT don't do it any. They don't really make it any special, if you want to call it that. Just a bag of screws. So you see, we have all our cables here now. All these cables are different colors. I would like to see them black. Granted, in case this price, I'm not arguing. And considering it has the LEDs and stuff, and you're not really going to be bothered with that, with all this, should be alright. So taking the other side panel off again, now. You can see, like most CIT cases, it is stamped out for a little bit extra cable management. But if we look just normally, you can see there is essentially no room there for cable management. If we look a little bit more closely, my English is terrible today. If we look a little bit closer, we can see that we have an SSD mount here. That's nice to see. It means that we're not just confined to having your SSDs in 3.5 inch drive slots. We have a good few little places for cable ties when you're doing cable management. A bit of dust inside the case, which I don't know how to explain why that's there. We have a good few holes for cable management here. Now the 3.5 inch drives do not have any kind of drive sleds, I should say. It literally goes in and screws in, so it's very caveman-esque, if you get me. It's bare. There's no special things. All this to cut cost, so a lot of the money for this case was put into the LEDs. It's very aesthetic orientated compared to feature orientated. But I still think if you try enough, you'll be able to get decent cable management. The cutout for your CPU is relatively small, but granted it's a small case, so you can't have this huge. Anyway, it'll just make the case not very strong. For the front panel, we put these two side panels off. Like, it weighs nothing, so that's good. Which means you might actually be able to transport this around for LAN parties or whatever. Now, there are two, as far as I know, red LED fans in the front. So these are constantly red LED, but the LED at the top changes. Now you can fit a 120mm fan up at the top, either intake or exhaust. As far as I can see, you can use either or because we have this this mesh here, and it is nice. I think it suits the kind of it suits the design well. It's a mix between angles and curves, and I think it's a nice looking case. You don't see many cases that look much like this. So this is actually, considering I've already gone through this, I don't think I've mentioned it. This is a Micro-ATX case. You cannot fit ATX in it. I know some people will ask, cannot fit ATX. It'll fit mini ATX, Micro-ATX, and that's it. So if you're looking for a small compact system that you can maybe bring, to LAN parties or whatever, that weighs literally nothing, fine. So I think now we're gonna get some lights going, and then we'll give it a nice little spin around so you can see how it really looks. So I have a power supply in the system and I have it jumpered. It's hooked up to the wall socket, and now I guess we can just turn it on and see the LED lights. So every time you turn it on, it defaults to this. It's a breathing mode between all the colours that it can do, but it's a good kind of showcase of what it's going to be able to do. So now we can cycle through all the colours quickly. There's solid red, solid green, blue, and then breathing again. So that's probably what we'd be keeping it on, just because the front LED fans are red. I'll just put all the lights back on. So now, since you've seen the LED lights, I'm going to give it a little bit of spin around and you can see exactly what it looks like from basically every angle. So excuse the chair in the background. And there we go. So that's really it. So this has been the unboxing and overview of the CiT Lightspeed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.